We'll see if there's any
Good luck,
aggressive
boys.
dive bomb
Yep,
moves
same to you.
here early on, or do we take it nice and comfortable at the beginning? As green flag is out, and up front, it's Ryan Kelly, Shantarian making their way down into turn.
Looks like that was a quick green.
Incredible ISRC 150.
Quarter outside.
ISRC 150 lap 1 underway. We see these drivers right now able to run 2x2 the first 3-wide battle back there in about mid-pack. Drivers right now, though, they got to make sure they take care of this car. You don't want to get any damage on it. It is a 1.5 miles. You do not want to have any damage lingering, slowing you down. But Ryan Kelly's going to take that lead. And then the number 9 machine, Shane Thering, going to be right behind him, trying to run him down.
Trying to run down, and they're going to be starting immediately, going 3 wide, battling for 4th place. Stuck in the middle, going to be Nick Crawford, Chris Stinson, Edward Sherwood Jr. trying to solidify on which position they want to be. And the 71 drifting up just slightly, but already caution in the back. Trouble strikes for
Dragging in the back.
That was awesome. Thank you guys.
Trouble.
And a couple of other drivers
What
trying to
the
roll up.
hell?
It looks to be Carl Pooler, only first driver to be spun around. He might have gotten just a little bit of help on this incident.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you see the caution lights right there flashing.
Did you see what happened, Kid?
Everybody by me, I can't.
Yeah. All the cars were in front of me. It looked like somebody kind of came up in the middle, like out of 2. They may have come down. I don't know. I couldn't see that well, but they kind of came together out of 2, and then somebody got loose, and
Okay.
boom goes dynamite.
Yeah, one of those deals.
Up in 58 taps, and it unsettles Carl Pooler. Anthony Gaudio also dropping down, looks like, for the 29.
You know, Sam,
a few others.
I'm thinking maybe the 7 that Douglas Newbegin might have gotten into.
I wish I'd run orange traffic
Gaudio,
in
tell me,
practice
like,
turn
right.
3 with someone on my outside, and
I
it just
think the
didn't
7
turn.
may have got into him going in the corner. And
It's been doing that lately. Like, it's been getting tight.
There's the aftermath of driving.
With somebody to your outside.
I almost killed, sweating almost killed him, but I really had to lift and check out, and I got put 3 wide.
About that
Okay, I'll be a
incident
VP.
of Douglas Newbegin just maybe diving it a little bit low.
Lesson learned.
As we're going to take another look at this.
Yeah, I'm
Watch
just being
the 7
super easy on him.
as he's going to dive it down into turn number 1. We'll see if there's any contact here between the 7.
What the hell is Larry doing back here?
Simply move up again, not where he wanted to start. See if there's any
Larry
contact.
Ewing's at
Dives it
26th.
down low, and just small bump shifts him up, and yeah, I think that was the movement
Maybe.
that forced Sinjak right into Carl Pooler.
Yeah,
for that.
ultra
No.
aggressive move right there for the 2nd lap of a race. I mean, it worked
At
out
least I
for the
don't
7.
think so.
He didn't get any damage, but those other guys around him might.
I'd like to go ahead and request the stage right here so I can collect my
We said he could be
2 or 3
fast.
points for being in P8 because it's probably the best I'm going to be.
They drive in there, and unfortunately, with that aggressive move, it collects multiple drivers.
Yeah, I don't
Carl
plan on
Pooler
any
required
stage
damage.
points.
He blew his engine on that
So.
kind of whiplash. And
What
the
is the
outside
stage?
wall.
Yeah, I like the strategy.
Gaudio with
35.
the aftermath collisions with other drivers.
Okay, I thought it was 4.
Yeah, just take the driver camera. How's the feeling?
Pit road. Dakota Moniz, he was collecting
Oh,
a little bit
they
of
don't
damage.
have
He
fuel.
still sits in pit
Full
road.
factory.
getting
Well, what's
damage
the over-under
there,
on me
and
actually surviving
talking
until the
about how important
stage?
track position is, there was the picture of drivers needing to make
They
big
pull
moves
sits out for
immediately.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe
Let's go.
over-aggressiveness shown
Yeah.
here early on, but man,
I don't know. I mean,
big moves, though, if you want to take this
I feel like this isn't a track that should really have many cautions. So,
on the fresh tires when you got
oh,
the
there we
grip
go.
in the beginning, but
yeah.
Okay.
you also
My
gotta
Discord
be
just
mindful of
crashed.
not
Oh, I
having
thought they pulled you out
damage
for an
to cars,
interview.
so these drivers
Yeah,
are
like, wow.
taking what they're gonna
I was
do.
like, they don't do caution interviews, but maybe.
Yeah, for P5, yeah. Let's go get that guy up in the road.
Yeah.
How are you up front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What secrets are you holding from your teammates?
Right now, while things are
Yeah.
slow here, Sam,
Oh,
drivers
man.
should be going below that apron all day.
Yeah, I
trying to cut
know.
the course. And down there it could be flat, but the transition
Usually just happens
on
under
older
caution.
tires could maybe get these cars a little upset.
What were you saying, Ken? Under over for what? I wanted to answer that.
If I make the stage or not, like, what are the odds?
What are we saying? Minus
Will
200
do.
for yes, plus 400 for no?
Although I hit I
Go with that.
sarcasm.
Because I'm gonna, I mean,
Drivers that officially wanted
to
to
make
Yeah,
some
I
money,
think
I
a
gotta
lot
bet
of
no,
fun,
but realistically, I want you to make the stage.
Yeah, being back here, I don't think it's a smart bet.
No, I don't have enough money to bet on minus 200, you know?
Yeah.
Still sits in pit road. Dakota Moniz making his second pit stop to get repairs done, and Carl Pooler's night could be officially done after the contact being
This
made.
feels like a
Up front,
super
top
long
five gonna
caution
be
for some reason.
Ryan Kelly,
It does.
Shane
It is.
Terry, and Bronson Stafford, Nick Crawford, and Edward Sherwood Jr.
Going like 4 or
And
5 laps
seeing big
from
moves.
there
Already was thinking about 3 wide. I gotta say, it's exciting to see
on,
the
Gerald.
fact that they are
1, 2,
able
3.
to be side by
One to go.
side, trying to make these big moves. This was
Everybody
what
gets down the
always makes
outside.
these mile and a half, especially
You should be
Chicagoland.
behind the
Fun
2,
racetrack to
21,
watch and just
point
sit
definitely
back,
second
go
gear
as
was
race
good.
progresses. We're going to be seeing the sun setting,
starting
getting a little
anywhere.
bit more extra grip on the track.
35.
I was
We're
able to
gonna
keep
see
up
some more
finally
drivers
with this new
willing
shifting.
to use that outside lane maybe a little bit more.
I actually passed the guy on the outside
Anticipating some
and
drivers
kept
be
up with the
there
leader.
flirting
Very
right against
nice.
that wall.
Yeah.
I mean, as the track cools off, it will change the
No
grip.
more
the
auto
drivers be
clutch.
searching around. I think definitely as these tires wear out, you'll see drivers just go in a corner and they might miss getting to the bottom, and they're going to kind
You
of
didn't
be forced to run
perchance
that middle lane or
watch
higher
the
lane.
video on Campbell
Might not
Racing
see so
about
much
how
on
do
the
I
brake
restart
tires
to
in
learn
the
how to do
beginning,
that, did you?
as the fuel
I
burns off
did,
and the
you know
car
what?
changes,
I did.
you'll be looking
Not
for
this
that
week,
grip,
but
especially if they feel like they're tight or loose, they're going to be trying to search around all
I remember
night today.
the little
And we're gonna be going
tactic
back to
of
racing
rolling up
here
on the
really
guy
soon,
in
so
front
we
of
will
you
see if anyone ventures up to
when
that
you enter the
outside
box
groove.
and then going.
Yeah.
Getting ready for this restart right
Full
now.
strimmer
The
mode.
Control vehicle on
Yeah.
the inside. He will be surrounded by
Let's go get 'em, boys.
motorsports drivers of
Yep.
Shane Terry.
Double check your steering wheel, get a good look at your switches. Get ready to go.
61 in the 9, getting ready for this restart. At a first caution, just in our second lap of the race. See how well they can keep it together here on the first restart of the
Green
night.
flag.
As
Going.
we enter the restart zone, we are green for the incredible ISRC 150 here this
Side.
evening. A bit of a blink out for the free
16.654.
machine, but he gets a
Clear
fabulous
low.
launch that allows him to pull away.
Go
And is
inside.
now going to be already 2 tenths ahead of the rest of the field.
There's nothing
Still
like getting a
inside.
good
Lead the
restart.
way,
You get
yellow
out,
man.
get that clean air, not have to run side by side through the corners.
Whoa!
Just right here, this first battle we had was really for 61.
Oh,
getting
no, I'm
around
not
the
getting in
9,
that.
Gonna take Bronson Stafford into second position.
Still there.
And Nick Crawford's gonna go to that higher line, try to see if he can get a run. Coming out of this corner, he might get a good run down the straightaway, but doesn't look
Okay, I
like
learned
it's
that
gonna
was
happen at
bad.
this moment right
Oh, my
now.
bad. I'm sorry.
32.91.
I'll take sensitivity training. I'll switch right into the car.
Gonna be at
Keep it up.
trying to make his moves forward. You see this first real battle on screen. It's
Clear.
North now has to go through 2 weeks of sensitivity training again.
Yeah, battling back here in 8th on back for the 12 machine, and this is where
Yeah, I was
sun is
redlined
fine.
so I was redlined so early I thought I was in 4th. I had to double check.
Still there.
You could call it in the middle of the pack, where a lot of these drivers, their speeds are
Still
so
outside.
close to one another that it's all in the draft. How well do you be willing to use up your
31.103.
tires early on in this race? We're seeing
It up.
3 wide already
Still
being
there,
used.
man,
Tom Moore, the
outside.
only one willing to use that
Leaders are
outside
running
wall.
30.
What the hell are we doing?
Trying to get the outside
You're
corner
clear.
where the lemon John forms and just gets closed off. But everyone slicing and dicing to find an opening to move forward. As you see the 77 of Drew Jua, he's coming off of a race that had him up front majority of the time at Indianapolis, caught up in some late wrecks that kind of threw away a great finish. 77, redemption is the call that he wants to have as he's racing side by side with our Indianapolis winner.
He is racing side by side right there with that Indianapolis winner who has himself a lot better qualifying position than what he had to deal with last week. Because look how close they are coming out of the corner. Joshua Kanata right up there against the wall. He had Alex Fonseca on his inside. They were racing hard. We're going to be on board right here with Joshua Kanata. He's going to run maybe that 3rd to 4th lane. Going to try and get down there in the 2nd lane now, coming out of the corner, a little diamond style. And you should see right here on board with these drivers, right there, they got the wheel nice and straight, going on this somewhat slightly straight front straightaway. And then getting into this corner, that's where you're going to really see who's driving nice. Right now, these cars are driving good on these new tires. Not seeing too much wiggle on that wheel stand, but we're expecting to see a little bit more, maybe 10, 15 laps from now.
Yeah, we're expecting maybe a little bit of wiggle, but I heard a lot of drivers also talk about the tightness, so especially when I was talking with Joshua Kanata. He was giving his thoughts on the fuel window, how the car was feeling entering tonight, and he said this thing is tight, it allows, it does not want to turn on the entry of the corner. And we'll see if that changes, or maybe it's going to enable some drivers to change how they want to race here tonight. As the fastest lap so far goes to Shane Terry, who runs second, as himself and his teammate Bronson Stafford are just pulling away from the rest of the field. And Sky Motorsports dominating here early on after getting by Ryan Kelly, but also seeing the sunset. If these drivers have the sun on, because you have the ability to turn that off or not, they are right on top of one another.
They are for sure. And like you mentioned, right? Back to 4th position. So I know right now we're on board with.
And I have been stuck here on the top side this whole run here, burning up my stuff. Can't get down low.
That just had to catch my eye. The 32, Zach Hall, they are right on top of one another in the corner. You can hear them. That's just some great footage right there.
I've lost like 2 spots, but at the same time, y'all aren't pulling away from me, and I'm just chilling.
Okay.
You know you're in another battle.
Trying to slice and find an
So
opening.
it looks like everybody's just kind of stuck.
It is kind of the movement at
Yeah.
the moment.
31.155.
Really, are you willing to force it 3 wide? You stay in line and trust where you're at. And if you want to move forward, you're going to have to force it 3 wide at some point. As
Made some gains out there, Medley.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully I can get to the bottom finally.
Decide to set himself in a position to maybe just save his time.
Burned up my stuff probably, so I don't know how long I'll stay here, but
That have built up almost a second gap.
I'll take it.
Over second back to third. And these drivers utilizing the draft, bump drafting with one another, and just trying to pull away and not even give a chance to the rest of the field to catch them once we get in this longer run. And the reason why, our stage is going to roll up very quickly here. It's at the end of lap 35 that our stage break will be. Top 10 drivers get those bonus points, and Bronson Stafford.
I noticed he didn't qualify, so I guess he's just having some kind of PC issues or something.
Oh, you know what? I did see him lag out in practice.
Sorry, I clipped the
No
apron.
better way to do it than to get that win. You mentioned the stage being at lap 35.
Either that or he wants to really show us what the hard charger's all about.
Yeah.
He's going to come back from 15 laps down and show us all up and beat us.
Full faith that we will wreck that many times.
Exactly.
I don't want to worry about him dropping back. I don't think it'll be a problem, but I'm just curious, will they be able to get back to the front by lap 35? As we say that, he's making a move around Nick Crawford right now. He's going to get that position, but will he be able to run these guys down?
That is going to be the truest thing. And also, when we start seeing these drivers move forward, he's going to pull this whole pack along. Really, once we see third and fourth, decide to make that decision of it's go time, as they're still running about a tenth or 2 slower than our leaders. But drivers are in the middle of the pack that are making some big moves. Currently, your biggest mover is Cody Reed in the 25, as he is making the charge on the outside lane for himself. Cody is just in that blue and black. Is charging forward up.
I feel like everybody's starting to slow down now.
Started, and then also behind him in the 01, that's Matthew Rodriguez, you see on screen in the Love Bugs machine. He's at 16th position. Both of these vehicles really have done a great job of using that third lane to make the charge forward.
It is. You see people who've been up there and been making the passes. Now, the problem will be, are they going to pay the price? I mean, we might not see it here in the first 35 because we've got that competition stage caution coming out. So they'll be able to go in and get those new tires. But look at this 3-wide battle. 16 going to slide right up there. Was able to pull in front, but that's the risky parts we were talking about at the top of the show tonight. You pull up in front of someone, make sure you're clear.
Hey, baby, I need a couple more laps.
You really
like
do
that
need
last
to
one.
make sure you're
Go on your
clear.
inside.
And how much is this willing to deal with the risk to reward, as Douglas Newbigging his suspensions again from Daytona. Had too many incident points, also too many racing
And that sun is
incidences
brutal.
throughout the season. Forced him
One
to
inside.
miss 2 races, and he is
Still
now
in.
back
Downward
on track.
3.
He is outside of
Clear
the
low.
Especially when you're staring at a dark
My bad.
track majority of the time.
points before the suspension.
31.1.
Seven's got a lot of work to march forward with, and also starting so far back, he needs help for himself to make this charge work. And racing around, having Lucky Ducks and Vincent Sora around one another. We heard under the interview last week at Indy that 51 is not a fan of anyone on Lucky Ducks, and you got to keep an eye on both of these drivers.
Yeah, definitely something to keep an eye out tonight. A little more. Ooh, another move right there. I just see the 14. It looks like GT pulling right up there. That makes me my heart skip a beat there, Sam. I see those drivers pull up, and I'm like, are they clear? So hard to tell sometimes at those angles. But that's what this track does on that great racing. You really got to make the moves here, because you don't want to get trapped down there on the inside if you're not liking it. And then try and slide up high to maybe get a better angle in the corner. But right here, 51, going to try and dive to the bottom and get another pass complete. But is he going to carry that momentum?
Talking about the gearing. The gearing's like revving out.
Ryan Ferraro, even with the small little movements between one another.
End of the straightaway in 5th gear, it's chipping out, but that's only in 5th gear.
It's taking a lot of effort out of their, kind of taking the wind out of their sails at times. All the work and wear and tear to put on their tires while drivers up front, single filing out. We see John Forbes, Edward Shore Jr., Drew Jewell, and for the 71 and the 77. Those are your drivers I've got circled up. Watch out on how they move through this field. If we stay green, and especially when we're in the next 5 laps, how aggressive are we going to be?
31.32.
Try to move forward, or are they stalling out? Again, with the way that this track's been talked to, I've been told it's tough to make passes after 5 laps into a run.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that drivers are being able to utilize the outside grooves right now. I was hoping that there wouldn't be a single file right here of everyone being at the bottom. It's nice to see some guys be able to get off that line, but how long will that happen? Like you said, the sun will be going down. We see, looks like it is the 06 of Comborn up there. He's running that outside line consistently. Seems to green flag. Anytime I feel like we've seen him on screen, has been up there closer to the wall. Andrew Medlin running up there too. John Forbes Jr. The 77. He's going to try and get a pass here on the bottom. And as you see, slides up
faster than these guys. There's just literally nowhere to go.
Inside, will he be able to get the position back?
Drivers that are inside the top 16 in the cutoff line. Drew Jewell 16th in points, 17th in points is Andrew Medlin as they run side by side off the exit of turn 4. And the 77 of Drew Jewell, he's been given the green light. He is marching his way forward, finally gets inside the top 10. And he is on the charge to try to gain all these positions back that he's seen other drivers maybe too early on in the run use up those tires. Now Cedric Hunter trying to follow in suit as well. And Trenton Jump, who's been our biggest mover so far, he now is going to be tied with the 01 and Matthew Rodriguez, who's having one of his best runs this season. This is not a Matthew Rodriguez season at all. It's been bad luck after bad luck, and right now having a great run for this Love Bug machine.
Really is got a nice paint scheme, and only got a really nice run going on. He's up there, one of those drivers using the higher line. Going to be able to hold the 46 off. It looks like that. Looks like this through the corner, but the 16 is going to get a big run. Is he going to maybe? Oh, he does back off a little bit. I was wondering if he was going to give a little more of a push to the 01. But wow, you can just see this group. They're so close to one another, Sam. I mean, the 16 checked up a little bit there. Now the 14 of GT. Here's Ari's going to jump to his outside, and luckily the 16 was able to keep it down off of there. Right there, you saw that get really
31.4.
Very close, as well as other battles in front of them are getting hectic. Cedric Hunter has now moved up to 10th place, but also the battle for the lead might be ramping up here very shortly. The gap between second and third was over a second. Well, now it's just the car length to 2 car lengths of difference. Bronson Stafford, Shane Tarian, did they build up too much of a gap? It's now 9 seconds the difference. I mean, it's 9 laps, excuse me.
Rewind.
Who's going to be at the end of this race right now? Seeing everyone trying to take positions away up front as each lap ticks away. Stage is at the end of lap 35, and Chris Ditz, Nick Crawford, and Ryan Kelly, they're now trying to figure out who's going to slot to tackle and fight against Sky Motorsports.
I was thinking about it, but I had nowhere to go.
Has gained on the front two, like you said, and it wasn't a 10 laps ago, Sam. We were talking about should we be concerned about the leader, Ryan Kelly, dropping back to 4th position. It was 1.4 seconds. He's got it down to 3/10 now, and he's all over 2nd place. I mean, he just has it figured out. He knew when to push it, and that's the right thing. Pushed right when he needed to try and have the best tires for these final 6 laps for this stage. So he has it planned perfectly. The question is, will he be able to get around the 2 in front of him?
The driver we've seen qualify well this season. Didn't get the best qualifying time that he was hoping for. It was still inside of the top 10. Gavin Rogers in the 75. Trying to his 3rd win this season. The 75 machine also elected himself to be in this front pack. Top 6, all within a second of one another. Bradley Johnson, he's running decently quick enough to maybe catch up to this field. We might have our top 10 all on top of one another by the time that this run is over, as laps continue to tick away. 6 to go. Going to be 5 when they cross the line before this stage is over. And it does not look like it is a solidified positionings on who's going to be winning this stage, as Ryan Kelly going to be finally making his push to try to go to the inside battle for 2nd place. Chris Ditz is going to be forcing it to 3 wide, backs out of that positioning, and now we're top 6. They are deciding who's willing to make it 3 wide, because Ryan Kelly, he's almost willing to give a tap to get Shane Tarian out of the way.
Yeah, they were really close right there, leaning on one another. The 17's just got a bird's eye view of this battle. He's like, when do you need to make the move? Because I don't know where to go, behind the 9, behind the 3, but now he can't go anywhere behind the 9 because the 74's to his outside. We got battles all over this track, but right now, the 3 is trying everything to get around the 9, but just not able to complete that pass on the bottom. Very challenging as they're going to make almost contact there. So close. What a great battle they're putting on, but that 74 is trying to get around all the while they battle.
And all these drivers pushing back and forth.
Hello,
What
Matthew. Nice
position
to
can
see
you
you.
be in to make these big passes and moves? As it's going to be Nick Crawford on the outside lane, as
Welcome to the
well
back.
as seeing Gavin Rogers. That outer groove, the momentum you get off the corner, and the fact that you're able to carry so much more speed is enabling these drivers to now try to configure belt the 3 of Ryan Kelly, who's stuck to the inside. He'll lose a position to Nick Crawford. Crawford will push the 9 Shane Terry forward, and now with 3 laps to go in the stage, it might be whoever can get to that outside lane, maybe run the Kyle Larson lineup on that wall, that might have the position to go get by Shane Terry and Bronson Stafford, who continue to defend so well these last handful of laps.
Well, Ryan Kelly had that chance to get to the top, coming out of turns 1 and 2, and he went right to the top and made sure he ran after the 3 and 4, so no one could get to his outside. He's going to try and regroup here and maybe have one more chance to get around the 9. Regroup. I tell you what, these drivers are putting on a great show. If this is what we're in for the next 100 laps, 120 laps after this stage, this is going to be fun to watch. 34 laps into this rundown, these drivers are still side by side, putting on great racing.
Talk about how we might have our top 10 all within fighting distance here at
Playing stupid games, they're gonna win stupid prizes.
Of the stage, Bronson Stafford trying to pull away once again. He's almost up to a half a second ahead of Shane Terry and Ryan Kelly, but the bigger the pack has grown to where Shane Terrian looms. It's now grown to where 9th to 2nd are all within at least 7/10 to one another. And it's Shane Terrian trying to hold back the Wolves as the 61 continues to try to lead this race as they're going to be closing up to the end of this run. We wait for the stage yellow to be thrown, but every position so critical on who's going to be in the better positioning. They're almost 3 wide, battling for 4th place as Brian P. Johnson cycling through the middle groove, but across the line, it's Bronson Stafford, your stage winner here tonight.
Of course, right when I get to him to pass him, they throw it.
That was fantastic racing. You see right out of the back of the screen.
All right, you're going to have to come around to 26.
He was right there in that battle.
All right, I get the heavy anchor award there.
I thought it was a pretty good move.
Back to P15.
Yeah.
That got so tight at the end that this could be such a fun race from here on out. These drivers are putting on a great show, and we're gonna.
I have a feeling my tire wear is going to look pretty bad.
I was starting to.
I can't see 30 seconds.
I was starting to fall back or get tight there, but it's because I was pushing it hard there then. And then all that run got stuffed because I was following Zach. Cody comes and blocks Zach.
I wasn't trying to crowd you off.
They damn near wreck. I have to back out of it and lose all my momentum.
No, you're good. You're good.
10 drivers getting.
I just had to crowd the shit out of Vinny because I really had no clue.
3 wide back there.
Right now it's open.
Like just everyone just jumping.
Sorry, I was on the bottom 3 wide the whole fucking
Dude,
run.
it's insane.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason
There's
I was in that spot to begin with.
no reason for people back here to be
We're just
racing that way.
on a slot car track out here. So
I think it's just the track and
I
the
wasn't
car.
trying to put you in a bad spot, Zach. Just
Because
take a
everyone was
run. I'm
doing
gonna
it up
lose 10 spots like I did right there.
People are just a tad faster. They're trying to take it bottom.
4 wide spot call would be
slower
handy.
holding time. It's kind of like Kansas.
Some added bonus excitement to already a great race. I can't see anyone taking anything.
Yeah, but you have
but
people
4
that
tires,
they
just
burn their
knowing
shit
how
up
tight
and
the
then
track is,
they don't let
then
you by.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Ow, 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 ow.
I burned my
What the
stuff up.
hell are we doing, guys?
Fresh tires.
There's a huge checkup. Now I've got damage.
Especially if it stays green and maybe at the end someone.
They're working on some stuff in the garage. They're going to pick you up.
12 and a half, which I might as well go ahead and get fixed because you don't know what it's going to affect. And so now I'm going to lose all the damn track position that I just worked on. Because people are fucking idiots.
But sliding through your box is known to at least lose.
I don't think that's good.
3 positions. With that slide, Bronson Stafford
Nah,
takes off already. You're seeing multiple positions being lost.
Then again,
Go.
And then drivers getting ruthless
That is
between
awesome.
one another on their positioning. But it's going to be Nick Crawford.
Tire wear was
Nick Crawford
85.94,
wins off a pit
so it was
road.
garbage.
Shane Terry in 3rd. 4th goes to Ryan Kelly, Kevin
80.93.
Rogers, and Bronson Stafford.
All right,
6th.
I win 74-94. That's like getting stuck on that outside the first 10 laps or so.
Yeah.
I was burning it up.
Pit road this time around. But for us, we're going to see if we can talk to our stage winner, being Bronson Stafford.
I don't understand why we're playing the whole speed up, slow down game on the stage caution.
Dominating after getting the lead after our previous restart. Bronson, it's Sam and Justin up the booth. You got us?
It's just dumb.
Yeah, hey.
Well, Bronson, you find yourself
That's
being the stage winner, dominating most of stage 1.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How's this track feeling so far here tonight?
Feels good. It kind of feels like retro Gen 6. We're just going a little bit
Alright, so we're going to have to come around the 0, 6, come around the 5. Looks like you'll be lining up.
So I'm going from 20th back to 30-something because of the 12 seconds of damage
Stop there just
from idiots.
A little bit. Is that what we look like? That's what we saw on TV. Is that what happened? It cost you a couple spots there. I'm pretty certain you're fast. I'm expecting to see you get those back.
Yeah, I slid like maybe a foot and just had to back it up. So
yeah, you definitely have a league that keeps on giving, baby.
As well, and the 70's on 2 tires. So I don't know, we'll see. It's can't go just as hard as we did last time.
But yeah, I saw you coming back. What was going on? Just getting tight?
Pit stops, so.
Yeah, getting tight, burn my stuff up, and not wanting to get wrecked. I got sandwiched in the middle of a 3 wide. I'll leave the drivers unnamed, but yeah, I didn't want to get wrecked that early.
I think it's really hard to pass on the bottom just with the top.
So
really good because the bottom means the
just taking it easy.
It actually feels better in draft, like behind someone. It has a better front end.
Wanted to make it to the second stage,
but it's just hard to actually get the pass done. So I'm not too worried about it here. It's just how important our position's going to be. I guess we'll see.
A lot of damage.
Well, we'll send you back to your team.
Because I've got damage on the rear. Maybe it'll loosen me up.
Good luck for the rest
yeah,
of the night.
there you go.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
As we send Bronson Stafford back to his teammate at Sky Motorsports, Aaron Smith II did lead his lap and then went into pit road.
I will say, though, saving my stuff, like, I felt like everybody else just slowed down a whole lot. So I think if we can actually go long, it'll work out well.
Yeah.
Here tonight, trying to go for some big bonus points.
He got the bonus point, like you said, definitely key for him, but he's also got about an extra lap and a half of fuel by going in a little later, so maybe he's
I will say, for future reference, it took
not
about
sure of yet. Maybe it'll be something that'll work out for him, but I think, like you said, most importantly, you just got that
around
bonus
30
point.
laps, and then
But
the
they're
top
lining back
became
up here side by side.
where you want to be no matter what.
Be quite the show here. Nick Crawford coming out of the pits.
Yeah.
All right, who's not in the right lane here?
He's going to be the one with the control car.
Well, if you were
So I was
just
still able to
joining
make a
us
pass
now,
at like
we just concluded
28,
our
29
stage.
laps
There
on
will
the
be no
bottom,
more
but
stages
I mean, if you
moving
can
on.
his tires a
This
little more
race, the sun is
than I did,
setting.
but he got to the top and he
Track
just
is
drove right back around me.
dropping a little bit
Okay.
lower as this race
After, like,
progresses. We have
4
our
laps.
one
I was able to make a pass on the bottom, but he
on-track
may have been
to
giving
get
it to me
out of the
too.
race.
So
Brian McCann missing out on the start. He's currently 16 laps
Well,
down. He's
Brian,
got to
go
just
tight.
salvage and hope
You
for a
ready
bit
to go?
more wrecks to gain positions back. And a few other drivers.
they want to go be dumb and go 4 wide. Be my guest.
Vehicles to the end of this race. But up front, Nick Crawford, Shane Terry going to be your front
In the
drivers. See how well they can handle this restart as we are back to green flag action for the incredible
3 wide here in the back.
150 here in Chicagoland. And it's Nick
Outside.
Crawford who
Wide
gets the good
outside.
run on the outside. It's now going to be 2 by 2 all the way through with Crawford.
Sorry, Tom, I
Turn 2 for himself, leading this race.
Clear high.
Nobody would like to see that great restart better than the 75 behind Nick Crawford. Gavin Rogers going to move into second position now. That's the highest level we've seen him running. Now he's got that little bit of clean air. Also the 77, who mentioned Sam as being one of the faster drivers on that previous run. But the 9, he comes out with the first end of it. He's going to drop back to 4th after this restart.
Still inside.
That's my fault, dude. I didn't mean to hit that button out for me like that. Started kind of quick.
Huge surge that took out 3 drivers. Their iRacing's freezing up because Shane Terry in the 9, Drew Jewell in the 77, and Christopher Wade in the 53. They had their issues that popped up last week. I know a couple of other drivers here tonight have been blinking
Still
with
there,
internet
door.
troubles.
Clear.
Hoping that their vehicles will hold steady underneath them, but right now, Justin, it's just pure speed. Drew Jewell knows he needs a good run. A win could solidify him into the playoffs. But there's a couple of drivers here that know, hey, we would like a couple of more wins if possible before this regular season is over to earn those playoff points. It will allow you to really transfer each one of these rounds so quickly.
38 drivers out here tonight want that special W. They want the win, but unfortunately, one of them is already out, and the other one of Brian McCann, he's 16 laps down. Carpooler's out of the race already. But anyone from first through 36 is thinking win tonight. Get those playoff.
Tom, you're blinking a little bit, bud.
Win, get the first win, lock yourself safe.
30.90.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
get to the next round.
I might watch anymore,
They're
but
announced
you
to win the
get out of
championship.
up
You
there.
can see right here, we got a great battle. Our first 3-wide battle, the 46 Trent jump, fast and
Just wanted him to know before he goes and dives it in there on me and I don't see him.
Hunter had Ollie Fonseca underneath him, and Trent jumped with that great powerful move to the outside. He's
On
got
this
that
week's
cock
edition
on the outside.
of How Does Our Luck Screw Us?
Almost brushing in and trying to carry as much momentum as possible. And for Trent Jump, it's such a risky gamble to be up there in that third lane, especially when there's not a lot of spacing to slice down, utilize the momentum you're building up. You are trusting the driver in front of you to maybe give some space. And with Trent Jump, it just sends it a little bit deeper, tries to keep it equal.
I feel like I'm running a little bit harder than I'm meaning to.
One of our biggest movers of the evening tries to make another big move. The 46,
I'm easy on entry, but I think my exit's been a little harder than I want.
Just gaining more and more positions. We know this is going to backfire later on in the run, but here early on, this is some great racing action for the drivers just inside of our top 10.
I mean, they're going to be four going into this corner.
Oh, they're trying to get the space. They somehow keep it together. That should not have worked out at all, but somehow they keep it neat and tidy, just showing the strength and skill that's here in the WSSR Cup Series. And also a little bit of luck keeping it together as they continue to stay 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Again, this is just inside of our top 10, but Trenton Jump, he's now up to 4th. He's trying to continue his march forward.
Keeps marching forward, and like you said, is he going to pay the price later on in the run? But he doesn't care right now. He wants to get up there, get in that clean air, and make these guys try and pass him later on the inside. Because it looks like he's committed to that outside line. And he's just going to keep driving up to 3rd position now. 1.7 seconds back.
I like everybody's moving top too early.
Outside line. I mean, he might have a chance to get here in 2nd if he can get through this corner. And he might do it.
Yeah.
He is making it work at this time.
I'm hoping it matters because I'm taking it easy.
Yeah.
For Trenton Jump, solidifies that pass. Bronson Stafford saw the momentum surging on the outside groove. The 61 follows in suit. Same with his teammate Shane Tarian. And then in the black and blue, the biggest mover of all drivers on track, Cody Reed. He started in 32nd position. He's now just 1 position out of our top 5.
He is making all the moves, showing us that you can pass. You're going to be on board right here with Cody Reed holding a nice, pretty wheel. But making the passes on the outside.
Medlin's in a constant battle, it looks like.
I am. I mean, I can't get out of the way. I'm just trying to save my tires. It's unbelievable.
A little bit of the bump getting in turn 1 and 2. I feel like running up high, the bump isn't as bad as if you're angled turning down to the bottom. So maybe these drivers are migrating to the top. Temperatures are cooling off. Talk about the cars being tight.
Good job.
Right now.
I didn't even use the brake, and I just got taps going into 3. Like, okay.
Sorry about the run.
Quarter outside.
They still have a long gap to catch up to our current leader of Nick Crawford, who's 1.5 seconds ahead of all of this battling we've been watching. But there's one driver for sure that we've got to go back to, just outside the top 10 and 11, Ryan Kelly. He's given up a lot of time for the 3 machine. We saw it succeed in the fact that it allowed him to march forward later on at the stage for the 3 Gavin Rutgers as well. They're both playing once again a little bit of cat and mouse on. It will let you pull out for now. We'll run you down here in the next 20 laps.
I believe that would be accurate. I feel like that happens to us up here in the booth quite a few times where we get worried about the 3 of Ryan Kelly, but he's just really, really good on the long run. Just a really smart driver. Like you said, dropping outside the top 10. I mean, it gets harder to pass these cars. Now being back in 11th position, he's got to pass 10 this time. That first run, he only had to pass 3 cars when he fell back to 4th. A lot more challenging this time.
As we took a look at drivers just inside of our top 30, here's 29th place runner of Danny Cochran, who did not qualify well. I was expecting Danny to be
Can going with unsponsored look tonight.
Nice. It looks like a lot of strength. Also for the 26th Tom Senchak.
Didn't even have it. It's just all white.
By the 7.
Like, I don't even see numbers.
Struggling to try to recover after his damage.
It's probably just trading paints or something.
And also Ken Campbell, on the fact that he was hoping for a good run here tonight, he is now currently just settling in 31st. Maybe.
Well, yeah, it's got the like the decals behind the tire. I forget what those they call those, but
31.3.
the little sponsor decals, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Once they automatically put on there.
Yeah, so it's got those.
Wait as the SpongeBob machines We're right on board with Tyler Dangler and the Squidward and Patrick SpongeBob Machine of Christopher Norris in front, trying to kind of alliance friends, running a front scheme, but not under the same banner, but still having fun further back in the pack, trying to go for a top 50.
All right, this is about 2 or 3 laps from now is when people started to fall off really bad.
9-3.
I hope so, because I've gotten passed by 10 or 11 cars so far since we took the green. It's going straight backwards.
Yeah, it's going to start flipping.
Having some really nice paint schemes. I feel like we get a chance to touch on it each week. And see the Tim Horton colors right there, some good coffee. Larry Yingling, though, I got to talk about him for a second. Don't we normally talk about him running up front? What's going on here tonight, Sam?
Might be one of those races where he's just learning. I mean, we saw him to Zach last week when he won. You know, when you're further back in the pack, you learn a lot of lessons of how the dirty air might influence your car, certain passes and timings. And for Larry, he didn't qualify well, qualified 30th here tonight in a track that he's actually had found success in the past. He actually won this race back in season 3, but that was back when they were running the Gen 6 car. So curious if we heard from Bronson, he said that he felt like this was a faster Gen 6 car that we're feeling on the setup wise, the way that the car's reacting. You might see Larry be the driver to watch out for. Currently 21st, just getting by Douglas Newbigging and trying to make that march forward in the red machine.
That would not surprise me. Everything you just said is very accurate. A driver who we could for sure see up there later on in this race. Just kind of caught me by surprise how far back he was. You see right here, Andrew Medlin. That's who we're following right now on screen. He was up there not too long ago battling inside the top 10. Maybe through the transitions and pit stops and not having a great restart. Lost a few spots, but he might be a driver that can get back up there. But right now, just kind of stuck in that bubble of where there's drivers everywhere you go. Top, bottom, middle. It's really hard to pass when you get back in the middle part of this group.
Still there.
As we're seeing the Medlin cam continue to try to make his way forward again, 17th in points, and trying to continue to grab every point possible for good finish here this evening. As seeing Douglas Newbigging in 22nd position, trying to find his way to go forward. Same for the 06 of Tom Moore.
31.5.
Did not have the qualifying run that he was hoping for here this evening, as the field is starting to kind of hit a stall point. We're 20 laps on these tires, about 18 laps of green flag laps underneath them, and it's around that zone during the stage that we saw that transition of drivers that were pushing too aggressively started to fall back. Those that were conserving started to make their run forward. There's one driver that continues.
Actually, it's funny. Norris got into me coming out too. It actually helped loosen me up because I was a little tight coming off the corner.
Oh.
Yeah, so it actually helped.
For Nick Crawford.
Inside.
Again, we wait. Is this a strategy that he just has this natural?
I'm sure that was the intent.
Still there.
To fall off.
Hey, whatever it takes.
We are going to find out because, like you said, we're in that transition period where the people are going to come to the front. We're going to start coming to the front, and the ones that burn through their tires are going to start fading. But right now, it doesn't matter. The 74, he's fast, but he's using that shortcut consistently. It seems like he wants to run down there. Maybe he's got something figured out where he's able to run more straight through that front straightaway instead of having to turn as much. See it, we're riding on board here, see what kind of line he's doing, Sam. Maybe it's just something he's got figured out. These other drivers are smart. They'll start watching him and they'll adjust, see what he does coming out of this corner.
Nick Crawford is hitting his marks, continuing to try to stay at least 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Our first side-by-side racing action is actually going to be back in 5th place as continues to use that apron for the front stretch. But side-by-side battling, one driver starting to fade back, and that's Bronson Stafford. He was part of the group that was willing to use the outside lane. 61 starting to fade back as John Forbes, Ollie Fonseca have now slotted themselves forward. And the 24 in the similar Larry Art's machine, the purple, very close to Danny Cochran's scheme. Gotta say, talk to Ollie coming into this race. Asked him a simple question. You feel like you can be winning here tonight? And he said, no, not really, but I mean, we gotta give kudos to the 24, running 5th currently as we're entering into the long run.
Running a fast 5th position right there. Really good tonight. As you see, but he is under pressure from the 11 of John Forbes. These guys, they're all under that blanket again. This is that transition. And one person who is maybe
trying to say something off the camera, bro.
No, it was a silent thank you to Tyler. He let me go.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Talked about how much speed
Forgot that was a thing.
running that 3rd lane on those restarts. grow from about 10th position up to 2nd.
Still outside.
Right now, he's under pressure. He might be
31.6.
Yeah, we don't get to use it much in this league. So I could see why you would forget it.
Still outside.
I feel like the last time I saw it was
Also tagging along as his teammate of Drew Jua. They are showing speed on the inside, trying to continue to mount their way forward. On the outside, moving forward, is the 3 of Ryan Kelly, as well as the 75 of Gavin Rogers. Those drivers that were just inside of our top 10, a little bit outside, that were willing to give up anywhere from 4 to 6 positions on the restart. We are now showing that they've got the pace, and it is go time if they want to fight and run down our leader of Nick Crawford before they think about pit stops, which for the field, we were given the number of 60 to 68 laps is the number that they can
Of course, because I'm actually making ground.
Fuel or willing to get aggressive. See if maybe that
Ground, but not positions, so.
Of this calamity that's kind of guilty up his contact.
Oh, wow, yeah. I see them up there now. My graphics didn't even have them on track.
31.707.
All the drivers kind of scatter when that contact happened. I mean,
You don't know what lap was
sometimes they're just 2x2.
I do not.
Have to get to at least 90.
The next caution.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can make it 39 more laps from here, so what's
Yeah.
that, 104?
Inside.
Yeah, I got my outside here. Man, I am just slow all around now. I took it easy at the beginning of this run.
Still there.
Still getting clobbered.
I'll be 3rd lane here.
0.879. Still inside.
I'll be somewhere below.
Not sure if you'll be able to make all that time back, but I'm thinking
Still on your inside.
I think in that one
Clear, good job.
Thank you.
try and go as
Yep.
far as they can and then stretch it to the end.
Yeah, one stops might be the optimal strategy to go for, especially because we're 28 laps under these tires, about 26 of green flag
Top is
laps
just
under the wear and
undefeated.
tear, and they might be on the side of, looking at the fuel. We're only about 2nd off of some of the drivers' fastest laps.
I'll tell you, if they don't wreck,
And
we're in a pretty good
Stafford
spot.
almost made contact. There's
Oh, here they go.
contact between one
they
another.
kept-
Oh, I had to say something, didn't I?
As a stacked 4
They held
wide was
together.
happening there. With
Somehow.
Drew Jua, Bronson Stafford, and Ryan Kelly just trickling into one another, and that's kind of where we're building out. The exit turn 2, been seeing a lot of drivers squeezing into one another. They've been graced with slight contact here or there and able to actually react and hold on. But we're getting to that stage here, Justin, where tire wear is starting to fall off and maybe tempers may be starting to mount up.
Yeah, that got really interesting right there. 2 of our fast drivers making some heavy contact.
Not even halfway through the fuel run either.
Contact, and that maybe initiated it. But Ryan Kelly, probably with the worst amount of impact. I know these cars can take damage, but that was a pretty decent hit. Not sure if he's going to have any kind of optional repair or not.
Followed him
As
right in the
cars
wall.
do take, they do take the abuse. But
Has anybody tried downsifting yet, or are you all still staying in 5th?
I'm still in 5th.
Okay.
13, Cedric Hunter, GT Irizarry getting blocked by the 13 machine. That was a big move right there.
Heavy blocks for 11th position for the 13th Cedric Hunter, trying to hold back GT Irizarry, and as well in front of them, some hard racing's going down for 4th place, back to 9th. Kobe Reed made our biggest mover so far. He's trying to hold back some fast drivers, Trenton Jump, Edward Sherwood Jr., Ollie Fonseca, and he is bobbing and weaving back and forth. The 25 is doing everything he can for 4th place to hold this position, but Edward Sherwood Jr. finally gets to the inside. We'll see if the run on the outside allows the 25 to keep this position, but they have been going back and forth, and watch out for the 75 machine on the inside in the white and black. That's going to be Gavin Rogers. He might be setting up for a chance here to try to force it 3 wide, and he will off the exit of turn 4.
The drivers on the inside, they just have such a big impact there to 46 coming out of the corner. Hits that wall pretty good. See if he's able to continue, no problem. But I mean, that's just coming out of that exit. Car tightens up and he just slapped the wall there. Luckily, no one was underneath them. Ollie Fonseca now is underneath them, but big impact there for 46. Hopefully, he's able to continue.
Hopefully we continue on. We also can officially announce that another driver has called it a night involved in our first wreck. Anthony Gaudio is officially out of this race for the 29 machine. He'll be joining Carl Pooler in the garage, and that's another position for Brian McCann, who again missed the start of the race. Might have been some slight connection issue. Wait for the official report to happen in the 8 machine, but 2nd week in a row missing the start of the race, and now we'll see how well he can recover.
Don't get stuck on the bottom.
Outside.
You said that literally as I'm going to the bottom to make a pass.
Unless you're definitely going to get around him. I thought I could get around this guy because he was going slow on the top, and then he just picked up pace once I tried to get around him. And I just got stuck.
It's getting a little bit more compact up front with everyone closing in on one another.
32.076.
Coming up.
Aaron on my back now.
Cedric Hunter was able to make that pass. And he's
Yeah, you're good.
Pressure
Bye.
on the 46, who right now is just getting
Take it high.
dropping back to the 9th position.
No worries. Sometimes with my house is so bad, sometimes when someone merely just turns the TV on, my whole computer will freak out.
I like that move. I like being aggressive because what if the caution?
I get it. Not the same issue with
Start in
Sprinter.
second position, then he could maybe save his tires and plan from there on out.
31.914.
Heavy pressure with the pack. Now kind of gotten them under their wings right there.
Talk about things getting a little bit more compact. Here's our battle that once was for the lead last week at Indy, now battling side by side for 13th position. Zach Paul, Vincent Sora, they're trying to find their way to move forward together as the 32 has been trying to find speed on the outside lane. Vincent Sora has been a little bit more patient as Ryan Kelly, that was close to the outside wall. And these drivers exits are getting a lot more time for each and every lap that passes as we officially are into the first half is done. We enter the second half of this race.
Second half of this race
Hey,
right
Aaron,
now,
just heads up,
like
I'm
you
coming
mentioned,
in this lap.
these two drivers that are battling side by side. Zach Paul's going to drop it down to the inside. And Vincent Sora, I mean, they were battling for the win last week, and right now this race been really quiet, running back there in the middle of this race, back in 10th, 12th,
Coming to halfway this lap.
It seems like all nice, Sam. I mean, that just shows you how the competition is really fantastic. That two drivers last week who were one of the best drivers in the whole race, this race, they can't get inside the top 10.
Yeah, they've been just outside the top 10.
I clearly missed the mark by a lot. I am
Still inside.
sinking way back here in P30. The field's left me behind.
Still inside.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I thought I was actually saving tires early this run, but I was just slow.
Away the 3.
Clear.
He was being patient. He gave himself the green light too soon when he started to fade back. Eventually, the 3 can fall outside of our top 15 if he's not careful. But the battling for second place, it swapped hands to John Forbes. Shane Terrian now under fire with the 71 of Edward Sherwood Jr. as the Lucky Ducks machines of Sherwood Jr. and Jua. They have been trying to make the way forward, but one that's been slightly faster than everyone up front. It's that the 13 of going to be a Cedric Hunter. He is looking quick and has been one of the faster drivers here late.
Great valid point to make. We talked about it at the end of the first stage. He was running 9th, but he was right there where he could have been in maybe even second or third position if he could just gain about 30 feet on tracks. The 71 to the 9, they're so close coming out of this corner. This race is really exciting. Kind of takes your breath away sometimes when you see these drivers. We're like, they're going to wreck, but they stay off one another, able to keep it really good, clean racing all night. But wow, it's just awesome to see these drivers. A 9, I think he might have got really close to the wall. That's going to give Hunter a big run on this outside right here.
I think we were going to be 4 there if I did that.
Potentially move up another spot. He gets a huge run into the corner right behind the 77.
Still there.
Cedric Hunter right now, he's got that car hooked up.
Still
He's got it hooked up and willing to make some big moves here late. These drivers under this stint, 41 laps under these tires, a total of 39 under green flag conditions. And again, the fuel run we were given around 60 to 65 laps. Might be able to push it maybe a little bit further if you're clutching and doing everything to save fuel to maybe go 68 laps. But when do you want to make that pit stop? Because we are closing in on that 60 window here in the next 10 laps. Justin, do you feel like you need to push it all the way to empty, or do you play a little bit of early pit stops and go with that undercut?
That is such a really interesting question to try and think about. I mean, the way that the tires definitely matter and handling definitely matters, but the problem is if you stay out even 2 laps longer than anyone else. I mean, the field is so close, Sam, that if you give up 4 seconds, you're talking about maybe going from second back to 12th or 13th, then you got to pass those cars back. And with 2 lap better tires, can you really make up all that time? But then again, I would love to have maybe 5 to 10 lap better tires and give them 5, but you would be paying the price. You could be talking about giving up maybe 10 to 15 seconds. I'm just not sure you can make that back out on the track. I might think of being maybe not the first to pit, maybe like the next lap by, getting in there and getting those tires before anyone else can undercut you.
And also when you come into pits,
I'm almost back up to where I was when we pit.
Your final pit stop of the
Almost.
night.
Wow.
You have to make sure that you get in your box cleanly and don't slide through. You're able to maybe gain some time.
Are you guys running like 32.3s?
31.9.
I was gonna say the leader just ran a 32.3, which is what I'm running way back here, and I'm like in the middle of the backstretch right now. That's how far behind I am.
You must have been getting past, maybe.
Must have been.
Or just fell off. Who knows?
Yeah.
31.
Or I'm the leader and I don't even realize it.
We're also seeing them catching up.
That's mental focus. You're so checked out.
Yeah. Disregard that big 3-0 number on my screen here with a P in front of it.
A little bit too much. Trying to fall back.
Yeah, we were just talking about it, how the drivers that were doing so good at Indy last week weren't inside the top 10, and now they are making their way. Like you said, Vincent Soar up to 8th. Zach Hall about to break the top 10 very shortly here. But I have to talk about Ryan Kelly. I mean, Sam, I don't think this is him saving tires anymore. We're too late in the run. I'm worried that maybe that damage from getting up in the wall, maybe that's hurting him more than
Really? That's what we're doing here?
I'm a little surprised right now that
Slide job for 21st.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you get into that outside wall,
Yes, sir.
Still outside. Clear, clear.
Not like I called him from several seconds back, you know.
You're gonna dive bomb every time.
Here tonight. That is just-
Homie, you leave a hole on the bottom. Like, what? I don't know what you want me to do.
32.0.
Like, there is a lane both times now. You just keep leaving it. So.
Trying to find their ways to get to that lap 91.
I mean, that's still dive bomb by definition. Am I wrong? Well, don't leave a whole lane on the bottom. I mean, I don't know. Like, what?
As we drop back to just outside of our top 25, you see Richard Wilsifer in the 56. What's Larry Yingling?
Yeah, it's not dive bomb when you leave it open, like, for half the corner.
Trying to find any openings to maybe strike forward if possible. You also see Mike Tellier, a Daytona Oval winner behind the 67, and Dakota Moniz trying to find their way forward if possible. And for some drivers, it's just a survival game. I know, Justin, with the field, there's kind of that confidence level for some drivers. Maybe in other leagues, you're running for top 15s, potentially sometimes top 5s. When your driver's this far back, it's got to be a little bit demoralizing knowing that I'm just fighting for a top 20. And it's kind of curious to see the mindset of different drivers, those that we follow up front, or those that are just trying to have their best day possible this season.
But yeah, I think that's what makes leagues so good when you can have a car count of 38. I mean, unfortunately, not every driver can be up front. Not every driver is going to get all the air time. That's why we definitely try to make the effort to talk about all of them, because you got to appreciate the guys that maybe are just happy to run in 20th, 25th position. Because when you have 38 cars out there running in 25th, that's a big win. You're still beating a lot of good cars out there. This feels so tight. So just
Wait, I'm not close enough to get caught up in it yet.
38 drivers out there, you're not going to be in the top 10 all the time. But still, they all show up each week. Car counts never really dropping off here. We've been consistently in that 38 to 40 range, it seems, every week. We're on board right here with the 70. Remember, not too long ago, he stayed out to lead a lap. And we know he can definitely go a lap longer on fuel, so we'll see how he uses that strategy. Not sure how it worked out for him, but at least he got that bonus point.
Yeah, I think you just get the bonus point, get the points that you can grab. You're in second, back in 31st position. He's over 16 seconds behind some of this battle ahead. We move up to the drivers in mid-pack. This is for 18, 19, position.
What in the hell? I have officially need my brown pants.
20th for the 7 and the 15. Douglas Newbigin again.
I had to go there coming up there.
Trying to be on charge to move forward. One of our more aggressive drivers, and just it has not been there for the strength to make these passes. Certainly trying his best.
I wasn't going to say 15 to Ken Campbell, because I feel like anytime we do something that happens to him later on in the race, and such a nice, quiet driver who seems to always have a good finish stolen away from him, so I didn't want to say it, but since she brought it up, we'll have to talk about it. He's having a decent run tonight, staying out of trouble. Right now, doing what he has to do, but Douglas Newbigin, right here on the inside, running that inside line. We know he's good. We saw him at Michigan run that inside line the whole time at Michigan and make it work. And it seems like he's committed again tonight to running that inside. He's going to try and get around 16 to Josh Canadas. We have a driver blinking, Sam.
32.
There's a couple of drivers having some major blinks for themselves. The big one is the 06 of Tom Moore. He was having issues during practice. He was hoping that it was going to get cleaned up.
Did I overthrow for that corner or something?
Also,
You guys are 3, you guys are 3, you guys are 3, you guys are 3, you guys are 3.
Is underway as going to be the 74 of Nick Crawford. Big loss of speed for himself off the exit of the
Sorry,
corner.
cut you off, Dick. I just want to warn you.
Got caught by John Forbes, and now is going to be causing
got
some
it
great
spotted.
racing up front. Top 6 drivers all on top of one another. John Forbes is going to be the spearhead, trying to carry and catch up to Nick Crawford. Now, Douglas going to be Drew Drua trying to make his way forward. Also seeing Edward Shore Jr. pushing up on the 74. They are Evans racing, use each other up, as now it's side by side for the lead, side by side for third, side by side for fifth, as they continue to march their way forward. And as we're closing in the end of this race, Drew Drua, John Forbes make contact on the entry. They make
You're good, don't worry.
Outside.
together, and Drua and
Bank shot.
Still outside.
using each other up, but they keep
I think we're all on the same field right now.
Clear high. 32.125.
I have to quick say though, the 74.
I was so far back, I already pitted at lap 90, and my right front was way down to 45.
Caught me by surprise.
Driving as slow as I was, that's pretty sad.
Because we are at the same amount of distance that we've ran that we have left in this race, so we know how good he was at the 11.
Being here, I don't know what to do. I don't know to pit early and undercut all these guys and get in front of them, or run it long, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tires does not matter. I can't pick up anything.
32.183.
right now.
He just pitted when he made that call, and maybe he wants to go in. And I'm watching this battle for the lead.
11 pitting the sign.
My stuff up, trying to get around.
He continues to dive it down low, trying to stay low on that white line, but always drifts up into the
I'm gonna pit
77
next
Drew
lap.
Drua. That is going to be such a frustrating feeling as the 11, he backs out, might be the call. It's pit road for John Forbes.
I'm starting to really like this call. I mean, we only have 55 laps to go. You're not going to run as long as you did that first run. I really like Nick Crawford's strategy. Hoping this stays green so we can see how this plays out. A caution right here that would kill some of these drivers pitting early, but Nick Crawford, that could be a race-winning move, I think, Sam. He's going to have a huge lead now. First driver on tires, and he was so good for the first 50 to 60 laps of that run before it started falling off here in the final 5 to 10 laps. I mean, it could be something where by the time those other guys catch him, they might not have a chance to do it.
Also, we haven't seen a true picture of what it's like to have different variety of lap on your tires. Of, you know, is having 2 lap pressure tires to 1 lap a major advantage, or is it going to be pretty as it fades through a run?
I pushed up a little bit. I was
running that lane anyway, so it didn't matter.
The next of our top 5 to enter pit road as more drivers.
still learning. I locked it up a little bit. Still learning how to do both.
Cody Reed as well as Bronson Stafford, Mike Tellier, they are going to be done with their stops, but up front, seeing all 3 distinctive lanes being utilized here.
Well, I just went from like 8 to last because I was
still
too far
utilizing all the
left
different
for like
lanes.
a 30
Everything's still
seconds there.
viable here late.
It's just not
that is what makes
redirecting.
this track fun. Just running wherever you want. It makes passing become a reality. It's hard to do it on the inside, and you saw the 11 battle hard with the
Super slow, 64.88.
It's definitely easier to make those passes on the outside, but when most guys migrate to the top, it makes it ultra hard. See right here, 75.
I've got 14 seconds of repair just from hitting the wall that one time, too.
I got 24.
Were you guys using any brake on entry late in the run, or just
Later, yeah, because I started diving it in more.
Okay. Man, I mean, what in the hell am I doing? I'm 20% more tire wear, running as slow as I am.
8-second lead over these guys
Must
that
got a bug.
were racing right by them. I don't know if they can make that up in 50 laps.
I mean, the tires kind of have mellowed out, kind of plateaued. We've been running similar lap times for the past 30 laps. Everyone's been running about a second off of their fastest times. Currently, once again, that last lap ran about a second and a half slower than his fastest lap. So it's one of those things where these drivers, they're having an ebb and flow of how the tires are reacting each and every lap, as well as when they're being battled. It's constant on time as Senior top 4 once again back at it again on who's going to want this lead before they enter into pit road. Drew Drua stays high, and more drivers have trickled into pit road. Currently, it's our top 15.
We can just pass like 5 or 6 guys there. That'll be huge.
Still needing to make that pit stop, and what I would fear with some of these guys, you see a big group that'll come in now. Vincent Soares, Cedric Hunter, they're leading this pack in. But I would worry if any of those people pitting back in 15th, did they run fast enough that they are going to be in front of these guys? Are they going to have to battle now and run under their tires to try and get it?
Pitting.
Find out really shortly as these drivers are all going to be cycling through. I would expect to see Juju and Ed Shearer Jr. hit pit road right now as we're on board. The 77-year leader, is he going to bring it in?
He will. Same with Edward Shearer Jr. Both over the radio saying they're entering pit extremely wide. And oh boy, locking it up, slowing down, almost spinning out as Drew Jua. He has to lock it down. Looking to see if there's any black flag given for an unsafe pit entry, because if you hit that cone on the entry point, that could cost you a black flag. Looks like both drivers clear for Edward Shearer Jr. and Drew Jua. Scary moment, and maybe that aggression might help him out with how quick they entered into pit road.
That was ultra impressive. I swear I thought he hit the cone. That's incredible that he was able to get the car turned back there. I never thought he was going to do it. I mean, these drivers, each week, they just shock me how good they are. They're so talented. Like you said, Sam, that could be something that maybe
you hit me on the straight, right? Sure,
be able to stay with the 74.
I did not hit you, no.
No, not you.
Maybe a ton of time there on pit road.
It was damn close.
I got contacts for it. It was like,
then, yeah.
I didn't really feel too bad, though. I was wondering if it was not good, maybe.
He was coming up.
I know he likes to get close.
Outside.
No guy in front pitting.
Still there, door outside. Still on through my schedule, I didn't recognize the voice. 31.046. Still out there. The 74 is the leader.
I don't know if you want to defend against the two or not, but he's going to drive you pretty hard here.
What a strategy. I'm in fourth.
They all do it and then fall back, but I get like checked up with blocks and stuff and haven't been able to get back around them.
Right after this, as we go side by side.
Door outside.
How long I'm going to last?
31.136. Still outside. Still there. Still outside. 31.219. Still outside. Still there. Still out there.
I did not dive bomb, I swear. That's how I usually normally take it.
31.376.
It's fine.
Outside.
Hard to
Outside.
believe, but I have seen deeper sins
Still
on
out
that play.
there.
I swear on
Y'all were three.
I'm gonna do that every time.
And
Caution. Alright, need to tell you about your car, bud. Christine, get that 20.
God damn it, I thought I had you.
Bother me. I'll sign it here.
I thought you did too. I was letting off.
We should be behind the 28.
I thought they kept it straight. That's so weird.
People want to race so
Safeguard's
damn
gonna
hard.
Be here at it too. Middle of the back.
Pit road will be open this time.
I gotta let you by, Brian.
oh, hold on. Shit.
We're going to restart behind the 28.
8 car. Hey, Brian.
Hell, I guess we gotta.
We come, fellas. 5 away. Got shore mark. Now, turn in. Not too close.
I wasn't gonna take fuel, and then I'm like, wait, that tightens you up. So took it at the last second. I should have taken 2. God damn it, that's what I should have done.
Go, man, go. Hard.
Well, we go to commercial break and caution flag flies. You saw it there on our side-by-side issue strike for Tom Sinchak, Mike Tellier, and Chris Stitz. Trying to go 3 wide, and contact is made. As the drivers, he's trying to go back to see the time of contact, to see up front.
2 was definitely the play.
3 wide through the center of
Why didn't y'all tell me that?
1 and 2. They squeeze off the exit. Then there's nowhere to go for Sinchak into Mike Tellier. That will bring out our caution.
That would have been so much track position, man.
Did anybody else not get fuel added, even though you had a check?
Also a little bit of woes coming into pit road for himself. Saw just the racing between one another. We were able to see the pit stop.
Nah, I don't. I had it happen to me too, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a fucking bug.
Oh, we had people stay out, so there's going to be wrecks.
Yeah, I always have my stuff checked and auto fuel automatically unchecked, but still making me fuel.
I mean, my lefts were more worn than
yeah, can't wait to be tighter.
Yeah, but it'll loosen you up. I don't know, like straight up speed wise, I don't know, but.
Or will people choose just to stay out?
Now, I've had that issue once or twice where I had it checked and it didn't fuel.
If we were going to do it, that was the time to do it, just because you only had 8 laps on it, you know?
Before I went in for my first stop.
Like now, if we go 20 laps or 30 and you want to do it, it's kind of too late.
To work with and strategy calls with.
That's alright. I was late coming out of the pit because my girlfriend decided to mess around with one of my alarm clocks and it went off.
And one of those being Ryan Ferraro in the 34.
You got the
also
headphones on,
was
you'll be
falling
fine.
back and having a later pit stop than some others. Ryan Kelly stays out. Same for Ollie Fonseca.
Medlin, how we doing?
Richard Wolsifer, Cody
Terrible.
later.
He's holding up the rear here.
Going to be on older tires. Fresh
Yeah, but I
tires
wouldn't be able to
for
focus.
back, but if you're just joining us, here's our race.
I mean, I'm not even competitive. I don't know what, and I can't even figure out what it is.
That brought out our 3rd yellow
I'm just slow.
of the day, and we are now getting reset. It's going to be coming up to 40 laps to go when we go green here. And the different strategies.
There's definitely some
breakdown. Again, our top 5
like weird stuff going on. Like people that usually are at the front aren't there, you know.
Stafford, Zach Hull, Joshua Kanata. That
just
is
in general, like everybody's kind of spread out.
Taking 2 tires.
Everything takes the way it is right now. You're going to be on the outside.
Rest of the field taking 4 tires.
And it's like saving tires was doing great. Like I had great long run speed. People were just there's nowhere to go.
Kelly, Ollie Fonseca, Richard Wolsifer, and Cody Reed. Old tires.
Gonna have to use the bumper a little more.
Might have to, yeah. Let's see how many laps we got left here. Oh, we still got 42. Okay.
There's one guy in particular. I've passed him twice, and he's blocked me 3 times. I don't think I'm gonna let him block me a 4th.
Man, I can actually see your car now. Only like behind you.
Tires are able to.
I'm right behind Stitz, so.
Ryan Kelly's got a couple on them, but
shit, I'm getting wrecked.
2 and 4.
Guaranteed.
Coming fast, and we know drivers are not afraid.
Why wait?
3, 4
Come here.
wide.
Well, hey.
Down to the middle, wherever you got to go to find speed. These drivers
They're taking me out. At least they got the rest of the competition.
Maybe the best thing for
then
the
me.
34 machine is he's out front, so maybe if anything crazy happens,
This place has a tunnel, I'll be fine.
Tires cleaned up there, Hot Rod.
Also, driver Milton Crawford is starting 9th place first driver with 4 tires. This thing really did shake up how this race could end here tonight. 41 laps to go as the pace car makes the hard left-hander to pit road into the restart zone. The incredible ISRC 150 here in Chicagoland is back underway. Top 5 drivers, old tires. Rest of the field, they took 2, they took 4, and it's now time to see who's winning race number 10 here tonight, or will we need a little bit more restarts to settle things down? John Forbes in the white machine goes all the way up to that outside wall, but everyone else scrubbing it further on back, and it's already caution. Trouble for Dakota Moniz in the 5. We're resetting it.
Wow, all that in 1 lap.
You alright, Medlin?
Like you said, we
Yep.
had 40
Look at what
laps
you
to
did.
go.
That happened right to my right side and to my left side. I was right in the middle of that.
Oh,
Kelly,
Man.
Ryan
what
Ferraro,
happened?
Nobody.
Ryan's, they're gonna
How about
Well,
that?
there were
Freaking
there were 2 unrelated incidents. So John Forbes got into the wall coming out of 2 on my right side, and then honestly, I'm not sure who that was on the left side spinning down to the apron.
After cautions, and maybe that's what the 34
Checking up
Just
into
get me away
3.
from there.
It's going to be an awkward one here. On the restart is the 5. He's going to be on the inside of that.
Zach, I'm going to fill it up now.
Number 5 machine. He's going to have the 01 of Matthew Rodriguez.
Justin,
on
how
the
bad's
outside
my
grooves,
back?
as well as the 70 of Aaron Smith behind.
Don't have any damage.
It just looks kind of turned into a pinball machine. Was the 5 machine.
10-4.
As might have been some netcode contact there.
It's going to be a lot worse after I'm done with you.
And then behind them, the blue machines get into one another as Drew Jua, driving frustrated, just absolutely demolishes the 98 of Ben Keeney, who, for Drew Jua, when we went to commercial break, when he left pit road, had a black flag, so that caution did help out. Drew Jua here, but we're right on board.
I still think there's a big one coming with the tire differential at the front.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Ben Keeney slowing down. It looks like for Drew, he's trying to take off, trying to get by the wreck. Ben slows down. Two different mindsets of how to get by a wreck. But the contact to the 77.
Yeah, being so far back, I was thinking about throwing my last set on. I'm like, nah, we still got 38 laps there.
Oh, no, yeah.
Likely another caution still coming. I'll save those.
Definitely
Only
wait.
had like a lap on those.
Drivers still have a little bit of tires left. I mean, I know we didn't put anything on there, but being that far back, maybe he'll just bolt on another set and see if he has an extra 1 lap to try and drive up through.
Problem is, I needed that long run to get it to come back to punish those guys, but this is just eating into
If you want
it.
to get tires on, you can, but there really wasn't a huge advantage. Didn't slide like we saw some of the other drivers. We'll see how this.
Alright, so who's ready for Le Mans next week?
I don't even know what lane.
I most definitely am.
Yeah.
That is the most relaxed I'm going to be all season.
You're going to be in a chair watching the race with the beer?
Was Appian.
Are you going to run it?
Oh, shit, no, I'm not running it. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to be doing while it's on. I was like, I could come spot, but I don't know the turns. So,
yeah.
No.
I swear to God, that bee don't know what's good for her. There's a race going on. She's out there picking daisies
I don't
again.
know if I want to run it. Like, I just don't want to put in the practice for it.
yeah, I'd have to buy it and practice, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do that. So.
Also, if you're wondering what a wall smack is, it's a metal plate that you can place on your wall with their
Probably gonna buy it and not practice and still show up right around the back. Yeah.
Your incredible piece.
I mean, I know generally what the track is. I've just never driven in a stock car. I can't imagine it's going to be a lot of fun. But.
Image of their winning vehicle, and they would love.
You know it's going to be wild. People are going to dive bombing and get wrecked.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Promo code WSSR SMAC.
But that's the long turns. Oh. It's going to be like Daytona on the second half, but probably worse.
Now, we are
Probably, yeah.
Actually, no, not that bad because it's not very.
I'm going to take the outside.
Spamming our chat, so we are so sorry about that. Discord is
That was Ryan Kelly.
wanting you to hop on board. As we don't know what's going on.
He may have stayed out that
We've
last time.
had
I don't know.
issues here tonight, Justin. We were having a little bit of internet issues
because
early on.
He was like
with trying to make sure the buffering got
2
away,
spots
and now
in front of
having
me.
some tech issues.
Him, Ferraro, yeah.
Gimmicky things of
You're going to
technology.
be on the
Sometimes they
outside.
like to affect
Alright, looks like you're going to be lining up behind the 2.
There's always that
23.
one
Like Bronson
driver that
and
wants
Three.
to
You're behind the 2.
Wolf's for I passed them earlier, so
But
I don't know.
we're not gonna let it ruin
I
this
think they
race
may have
because
taken
we're
2
expecting to have
get
a
up there.
Good final 35 laps. That first stage was 35 laps. Sam, I mean, these drivers, they're in that window where they might be able to push extremely hard with the new tires, knowing that 35 laps is
You wanna
about
play that
what they
game? I'll
felt in
play it
that
with
first
you.
stage before they had issues. So anyone who felt comfortable pushing that whole time, they're gonna be
I like
pushing
game.
this
Can I get
final
invited?
35 laps.
You know, it could be the AI
Freaking
trying
Gouda
to take
cheese
over.
back here.
We got Streambot trying to be as helpful
God.
and now attacking our chat. We are so sorry about
I
the
just
chat.
opened the stream really
Exploding.
quick, and their
Best
chat is just
recommendation
spamming their
from us.
Discord
cheddar.
messages over and over and over again.
Possible, try to ignore it.
Alfredo.
I'm so sorry that we cannot contact or see you out there.
I had spinach Alfredo tonight for dinner. It's actually really good.
Currently, it is out of control.
All right, here we
and
go.
don't
Good
have
luck.
the ability to
Yep.
see for some
Mark.
reason. In its own
Good luck.
set. But for us, we're going to reset, get prepared. We still got plenty of great racing action. We have ourselves 36 laps to go to see who's winning here for race number 10 at Chicagoland. And Ryan Ferraro, Ryan Kelly, they're ready for the restart. And already Ryan Kelly gets the better launch for the 3 machine. He'll cross the line first, and we'll see if that restart's going to hold. But Ryan Kelly will take the lead as he is gone for that 3. Who's got the fresher tires behind to watch out for? That's going to be the 11 of John Forbes. 2 tires on his last stop 8 laps ago, and he is flying on the inside.
Up the third already. He could potentially be in second position coming out of this corner. Is he going to do it? I mean, he's right underneath Ryan Kelly almost, too.
Oh, God, he goes middle 3, and then he's blinking.
Larry. I believe you said right, Sam. So,
that
would be interesting to see if he's able to hold off. The guy was on 4 tires. That's Nick Crawford. That's the first one we know of on 4 tires.
4 tires is Nick Crawford. He's a few drivers back in 7th place. Up front, Ryan Kelly is holding steady for now.
Oh, they're going 4 wide. You're look now.
I think that's us, not them. When you say they're going 4, I'm pretty sure that's us.
Yeah.
He's been quick, but he is stalling out on the outside. Another driver took 2 tires. That's going to be Zach Hall, who's getting some assistance from his Snowy Desert Racing team. And Nick Crawford getting by the chaos, and it is mounting up, 5th on back. If we're going to see a caution, it most likely will be there. As up front, it's still John Forbes pulling away.
These drivers, they are
You're at the top of 3 still, Ken?
Yeah, thank you.
Clear. Position there, kind of worked his way up a little bit there. Maybe he's starting to figure it out, but they have time to get to the front. Right,
and that middle just gets such a run.
It does, yeah.
Second, third, Zach Hall on those 2 tires is up to 4th, but Nick Crawford on the 4 fresh ones. Still there. Is he going to be able to run these drivers down?
We were 4, barely there.
Quite a shootout to see what happens.
It is certainly turning into a shootout again. Those fresher tires can be critical later on in the run. But you can see Zach Hall trying to march on the inside, as well as Oliver Fonseca trying to find an opening. And further on back, you can see the it is still 2 by 2. We're keeping it together for now as we're inching closer and closer to 30 laps to go here tonight. And we saw that transition, Justin, where he was around that 30 laps into a run, or at least 20-30 laps on his tires. That switch of drivers that were protecting their tires were able to march forward. Curious if we're just going to see that switch happen here tonight, or is everyone full aboard? They've got to go now.
It'll be really interesting to see. I feel like these drivers.
They stits in 3 and 4, enter in the 3rd lane, cut down to the 2nd lane for the exit. You get a much better run.
Put on some great racing, great jump. He was one that we know was really fast. After that first stage, he drove down the outside line, drove up to 2nd position. We know he's probably going to be really aggressive right now. They just don't have that many laps to go, so they feel like they can push. And then
yeah, you got to make sure he doesn't come up, but if he doesn't, you've got like a huge run here.
They can and pitch the drivers down and try to pass them. Trying to jump all the way up there.
Crawford trying to find his way forward in 4th place. John Forbes, Oli Fonseca, your front 2, Zach Hall. What's another historic miracle run, if possible, here tonight, has been settling in the middle of the field, and now has placed himself in a position to maybe have a miracle run. Took 2 tires, similar to John Forbes that runs for the lead, but Oli Fonseca in the 24, he's trying to make his march for the front row, and that confidence, I talked to him at the start of the practice, asked how he was feeling about a win. The confidence wasn't there, but he's showing the skill out on track. The 24 makes contact though into the 11, forcing Forbes into the wall, gifting 2nd out of Nick Crawford. They're going to be almost 3 wide, get solidified in line, and Crawford now, with the small mistake, he'll now dive to the inside lane.
It all worked out for the 74 right there. He's got the tires advantage, and now he's got the track position. I mean, he's got the clean air pretty much. He's right alongside.
I'm not really clear, but
Battled so hard, 2 wide behind him.
You do it all the time.
Drive it down. The 11's going to try and get back to the outside quarter panel. Not able to do it. They're going to make contact here.
Still there.
Clear.
Oh, wrecking low.
Yeah.
we're really doing this. Okay.
30.985.
Hope you're proud.
Inside.
Yeah, we tried to wreck the 75 in the earlier.
You clear him.
No, not really, but I mean, if all we want to do is point the finger at a guy with a Lucky Duck sticker, I mean, fuck it.
Vincent Sora, he looms back in 9th place, now moves up to 8th. The 51 here, Justin.
Actually blows my fucking mind.
He's running on the inside, protecting his tires.
Man, that must suck,
He's
Ed.
waiting for the swing on when those
My right front's starting to go. We've been pushing really hard.
31.04. 3.
went from about 14th position up to second really quick.
Yeah.
It was like a matter of 10 laps. I felt like before he was just from in that 14th position we were talking about when he was racing with Zach Collins. Second, it was passing Nick Crawford. And the problem is there going to be enough time for him to do it? Talking 25 laps to go almost here. I mean, he's still got to pass a bunch of cars. He does have the tires, like you said, though, so it could help.
Do you see that red car behind, though? Behind Bronson Stafford? That's Larry Yingling. He's been in the top 15. He's been outside of the top 20 all race long. And oh, what a drift by Shane Terry, and what a save by the 9. He keeps it underneath them after a little bit of a mishap going into the corner of turn 1.
I'm not sure. Were we 3 or did you just not go to the bottom? I'm confused there.
I am shocked on the fact that Larry Yingling
Controller, but
my frames are pretty bad right now. I'm just trying to hang on. Sorry about that.
Time for the 67. Maybe he's got it figured out.
Still outside.
That was my bad, dude. Sorry.
31.052. Still there. Door
I thought I
outside.
kind of came off the wall more than I should have. My bad, too.
Can't tell yet.
2 into 1 kind of thing. My bad.
Still green, still green, still green.
Clear.
Striking for Richard Wolsifer and Bronson Stafford as they go to the grass. We stay green once again as the 56 can't get out of the grass for himself. Bronson Stafford slow on the apron and just a small mistake costly for both. As Richard Wolsifer on those older tires, it just does
I noticed that. I was like, why'd you let him go?
I didn't mean to.
Douglas Newbegin, that's some
just
contact
got
with the 16 on the middle of the corner.
all the grip, and I got barely any.
And that's like 2 laps after he just saved his big slide. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
A little bit more mixy, but for the lead, John Forbes, Nick Crawford, they're not done with their battle either.
They are not. The track is pulling down. The speeds are picking up.
Sorry, this thing's fucking tight on all these goddamn cars.
The other driver in 4 tires that we were expecting.
31.
No, you're good. I get it. They don't turn.
Crawford pulling away up front. It's not necessarily though. John Forbes is right there on him. I mean, there's just racing going on. The 2 tires, are they working better than the 4 tires right now? Maybe the way it changed the handle.
Caution.
The car up a little bit.
How was your forward drive there?
Good call there. That helped me back here. I couldn't see him until the last second.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure if he was going inside or outside, so I just spoke.
Nope. Yeah, you were good. That helped. Yeah.
Something gives. As it was 4 wide race.
Now 2 or 4, that's the question. Or none.
Cars were starting to fall off already.
Oh yeah, they definitely were.
Pace car, middle back. Yeah.
I'm going 2.
Into a pinball, like you said, right there. Gets into the 67.
All right, let's see. Forbes is in first. He took 2 last time.
Gets into the 67 again.
There he goes. Somehow, Thompson check finds space was right there.
I mean, what have we got to lose, really? You know.
Able to dash his way to the inside and did not T-bone.
Got a little fuel in the car.
It's 20 laps. I doubt there's going to be green the whole way. So the track position is probably more important here.
They did, and it almost caught something very bad on the backstretch.
And he did not get hit, so he will continue. He's definitely going to go in and get 4 tires, but
sorry, Tom, on the what the hell happened in front of us? Everyone talking.
We went 15 laps on those tires, so.
5 away.
It's all good, Patrick. You are.
Enters pit road. They were under 23 laps on that stint for these tires. A couple of drivers were in the 30s, and so this was a perfect time to enter pit road, and it's going to give us a less than 20-lap run, which, Justin, this is the window of you just push and be aggressive. There is no waiting back for that transition point. It is take off and go.
Or we were just that far behind.
We saw the 11 use the 2 tires, and he was able to keep the lead back. And right before that instant, we were talking maybe the 2 tires was freeing up the car a little bit. Drivers are saying it was tight.
Almost taken 2.
So maybe 2 tires will be the way to go. But the question is, can he do 2 again, having already taken 2?
Nick
Sam,
took
I mean,
4. He was second place
putting a lot of pressure on those left side tires.
Yeah, being a little further back, I just took 4 just for the hell of it, just because I've been slow too. So.
Well, yeah, I mean that's your advantage if you're not going to get track position out of it.
Everyone takes 4 tires.
Yep, so we'll see.
It was a 2-tire call for this pit stop.
Wow.
I was hoping we would get way more track position than we did, but most everybody up here took 2.
So he felt comfortable. Wanted to just keep the balance of that car. He must like how maybe it was starting to change the way it was driving. It seemed like the car was driving really good. It was a little bit deeper into that run, like you said, 20 laps on there, and he felt like the handle was what he wanted.
I think the biggest shock, though, Richard Wolsifer in the 56. He stayed out under our last
I think in your 11th and 13th.
He'll stay out for the second go-around. He's on a
Richard took no
32-lap
tires,
stint.
right?
It's been around
Oh, you're
22
good, brother.
laps of Green Flag Racing
I didn't
under
keep him
these
up to the last
tires.
second, though.
That's
if we're
a
gonna have a
mistake.
concern, that might be the driver.
I hope he's just getting
at this
his
point,
lap
he's going to be
wet in
almost
pitting,
a full
you know?
second slower than
Surely.
what everyone else's laps are going to be.
Yeah,
on
let's
this
see.
restart.
1,
This
2,
could be
3,
calamity if drivers
4,
are not safe around one
5,
another.
6, 7, 8.
Like you said,
I think
big
Nick
big
Crawford
time issues.
and
Real
Vincent Sora are the only
kind of
ones up here that took
concern on
4.
older tires
It looks like
that.
everybody else took
Yes,
2.
they are hot and warmed up, but they are lacking the rubber on a tire to get
So
the car
everybody
going.
had the same
The
idea.
question will be, will drivers jump to his outside and put him 3 wide? Sometimes being on old tires stuck in the middle, that's the hardest thing. You have momentum, it gets hurt, the momentum not being able to come up to the wall, and then you got to also turn it and keep it off the car on the outside of you, and that's when you get someone underneath you.
Yeah, the problem
runs
is,
into
like,
you,
I'm
and
in the
then
back
before you
of
know
the
it,
people
it could be
that
a big
took
incident.
2. So if
It'll be scary on the restart for him on those old tires, but
you want to
talented
be
driver,
up a
I'm
lot
sure he
farther,
knows
you
what
know.
he's got to do.
Certainly does. Also, want to say thank you to everyone who's
I'm just gonna have
patient
4
with,
tires
the
eating me
chaos
up.
that kind of happened in our chat. We think that we got
Damn it, did I get
a lot of
people
people
behind
us
us
take
chat
4?
comment once again.
They got
Do what?
The ability should be there
A lot of people
now.
behind us take 4?
So we were gonna
Basically,
have to
everybody
after
behind us
the
took 4.
broadcast
We're on one to
what
go.
possibly was the
Yeah, we're
reason
like the
why
last
we're
ones on 2.
Turn 1.
It's gonna be less than 2
Oh, great, okay.
Yeah.
They
Didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Alright.
Winging it.
on track.
Well, let's hold on for dear life, Ken.
In second place, all the way down to ninth.
Hope they wreck in
Took
front of
2
us, and
tires
then
for
we can just
themselves,
be
and
1-2.
Nick Crawford
You know?
that took 4
Yeah.
tires. Then from 11,
Because that's the way our luck has gone this
12,
season, so that's entirely what I'm expecting.
Vincent Soren 13th took 4, and then we also have Ken Campbell, Matthew
Oh,
Rodriguez,
yeah, if they're gonna do it,
and Christopher
let 'em do
Norris.
it.
They took 2 tires, and the
I'm
rest
all
of
right,
the
I
field
like my guy.
took
Bye-bye.
4 for themselves. So majority of the field took 2 tires under this pit
Okay.
stop. Justin, any thoughts before this could be the final restart, or it could be the start of
The damn zoo in
calamity
front of me.
striking from here on out?
Well, 19
They're
laps
everywhere.
ago, we saw 2 tires work, but the problem is now people that did 2 tires are going to have even more laps.
He just wrecked under caution, warming his tires up.
There's a good chance to drive
Wow.
this field, but the problem will be
Wow.
Listen,
you don't really have
we
a
don't
chance
talk about
to
it, okay?
utilize
Hey,
those
heads up,
tires.
no tires is on the top, so this
You might need
is
this race to stay green
could be
for
bad.
it to
Could
pay
be
off.
bad. We'll see.
We're gonna find out really soon. Pace cars,
I got a better seat.
they're gonna be hitting that line. They're gonna be up in 5th gear
Green flag.
on this track really soon.
Here we go. It's Green Flag Racing for the incredible ISRC 150 at Chicagoland. Less than 20 laps to go here tonight. And it's Richard Wolsifer, 30 lap older tires. He's got the track position, but does he have the tires to hold on? It looks to be the battle between John Forbes, also Douglas Newbigging. Who's going to have the better run? Newbigging doesn't get the speed he was hoping for. He'll stay in line with the 11 as they enter turn number 3. Cody Reed, who's been quick on the short run, tries to make the pass on the 56. Tom Bourne
Better than I was expecting.
Yeah, that was. Even with 4, I was pushing up big time in 3 there.
32.63. Still inside.
Almost 4 wide behind the 56. He'll stay low. He stalls out the inside lane. It's Tom Bourne. He'll hit the wall off the exit of the corner. They're squeezing. They're piling. But somehow they get around Richard Wolsifer. And we stay green as the 56 is stuck in the middle, heading backwards.
He is dropping like a rock. Those tires are not agreeing with this track right now. I mean, you almost have to just feel bad right now because the tires are so old. He tried to gamble. Unfortunately, he's driving his butt off right now, making sure he's not getting on anyone. He's doing a great job, Sam, on those old tires. I mean, that's really impressive for him. I couldn't even begin to think being on 30-lap old tires with these guys on fresh ones.
And it certainly is looking like a frustrating moment for themselves. Up front, it is still John Forbes leading this race. Cody Reed was able to get behind Douglas.
I'm still fucking sorry, nigga. These bumper cars.
7. Also, Tom Bourne getting into the mix. Justin, your pick is still in the fight, even with all the connection errors. You can see the field fanning out. 16 laps to go. Gonna make it now 15 as the field continues to rage on. It's go time. I don't know if anyone can really protect their tires Also seeing the field 2x2, 3 wide, 15th on the back. But up front, our top 4 are on top of one another. It's going to be a dogfight on who's going to win here tonight. Because with Douglas Newbigging suspended for 2 races, a win could lock him into the playoffs. Even with all his struggles, Tom Bourne, who's had a lot of momentum fall off, he would love a win in 4th. But Cody Reed, he's been the driver that always it feels like when it's a critical moment for others, he steals a win late. It's been most of the time at Talladega. Could tonight be at a mile and a half?
Sorry, John. I was still trying to not wreck from that.
A little bit of push down the straightaway, trying to get the 11.
You're good. I thought you were straight.
Wall. That's going to hurt his momentum. Is the 06 of Tom Bourne going to be able to carry that momentum? But as I say that, the 7 just drives off the wall after hitting it and turns right under the Cody Reed machine. He's going to try and take second place away. The 06 is going to choose to go way up to high. See if he can get around the 25, then he's going to cut it low. See what he can do. I mean, there's racing everywhere to 25. You can see the sparks coming out of the corners. These drivers are driving fast. They're bottoming out right now. The speeds have picked up so much with the nighttime temperatures. We got 13 laps to go. They're flying by. Are those drivers on 4 tires going to be able to do it? Tom Bourne blinked out there for a second. Is he going to get back in time?
Yeah, Tom Bourne's back. It's been Tom Bourne, Cody Reed. They've been the 2 that have been blocking up front to see if they continue to keep their pace. The driver with 4 tires, he just marched in position right behind the 75 that we right on board with Gavin Rogers. It's Nick Crawford in 8th place. He's watching the battling going on. Zach Hall's working on that outside groove, but Gavin Rogers, he finally places himself in a position where we really haven't talked about him a lot here tonight. But Rogers has been keeping his nose out of trouble, but he's got a lot of work here. Coming up to 11 laps to go before this race is over. He's got to make a pass almost every other lap if he wants a chance to win here tonight.
Is he going to be able to do it? That's the hard part. Right now, these drivers are running all over the track. There's just nowhere for him to go, even with a little bit better tires. It's just not working out right now. As we see Tom Bourne, he's up to second. I might pick him because I just knew he was at Dover. I remember he was just really, really good and aggressive on the restarts. He was jumping around, passing 5-10 cars beside at the beginning of this race. And right now, the way this race has worked out with the cautions at the end, he's getting the tires and he's utilizing those tires to his ability. And it's not going to matter if 10 laps ago. These tires, we're not going to go through that transition anymore. These drivers have what they have. They can push. They're not going to burn them up in 10 laps, I don't think.
10 laps to go, and our top 9 all within a second of one another. Actually, it's technically our top 10 are with a second of one another, and one of those willing to make a big move. Gavin Rogers throwing it down, trying to make a slide job move onto Zach Hall. He'll try to slice in front of the 32, but there's no space to do so. He'll have to stay down low, wait for an opening to maybe go for a pass, but the buck happening on the outside lane allows Douglas Newbigging to keep that positioning for themselves as the drivers up front.
Still there.
Oh, these 4 tires are killing me.
Gonna be your front 2, Cody Reed 3rd, and Gavin Rogers, Douglas Newbigging, Zach Hall gonna be your rest of your top 6. And falling and waiting for a chance to fight forward, it's Nick Crawford, Drew Jua, and Vincent Sora. The 4 tires have entered the fray. That pass by Nick Crawford up to 6th. He needs to make a pass on almost every lap if he wants to win this race. Save for Vincent Sora that lose back in 9th position. If we're going to utilize these 4 fresh tires underneath you, you have to go now. As John Forbes and Tom Bourne trying to figure out how do you want to set up this pass as the 06, or does he just settle for a second place position?
He needs to figure that out because these guys on fresh tires, they're coming now. I mean, Nick Crawford got 2 cars on that previous lap. Like you said, Sam, he's got to pretty much get a car a lap here, but he got 2 that time. Did not get any on the previous lap going by now, but we'll be able to get someone here. That's going to be the big thing. He's got 4 tires. He's able to drive top, bottom, middle. He can go wherever he needs to go. The problem is that the drivers, they kind of fan out in front of him, so it kind of stalls him out a little bit there, but he was able to get 2 that one time. So if he can do it again, he can move into the side, inside the top 5, and he's going to have a chance at this. It's just going to be will to run out of time.
Tom Bourne entered here tonight as a driver that's on one.
Oh, reckon.
Nope, I'm the one on the outside.
Innocent victim.
Ken Campbell in the 15.
You'll be lining up behind the 56.
Ken Campbell right at the end, 6 laps to go.
You'll be lining up behind the 16.
Not good for him.
The season that keeps on giving.
All right, we need to get behind the 16.
6 to go.
6 going to be aggressive. Can't wait
Take
to see
it
it.
out.
Going to be about 3 laps to go on this restart.
Yeah, he was driving like he was gonna wreck someone too. Sorry about that, Ken.
Sorry for the close on the Nick and that when you're at 3, beginning of the run.
Out as Ken Campbell.
Well, I can come in and get the damage
Try not
fixed.
to hit your left rear for one,
Yep.
so there's no problem here.
Ken Campbell.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, it's like he came up into him, and then like he got turned into me. So I got turned sideways on the outside, 3 wide.
Did you get
Just
hit after
exiting
that?
4, huh?
Straight on your mark.
Did you get hit after that?
That thing rolled through the corner.
No. Luckily, but I mean it doesn't matter. I'm in 34th
16.
on tires that just slid, so it's like there's no reason to do anything.
Make a hard decision for the field.
This league is going to shit, man.
16 laps under these tires. And contact between those 3 machines and that wreck will now put the field in a questionable spot. Do you pit or do you stay out? Is going to be the question.
They wrecked.
Tonight.
I'm in the back.
Front runners deciding to stay out the first to pit.
That's
The second runner who's
awesome.
Forced to pit road. Everyone else decides to stick with track position over tires. Justin,
Here we come, fellas.
gutsy call by the field.
At your mark.
Again,
Turn
we're
in.
so
Nice
close to
move.
this being inside
Stop
the
on your mark.
regulation green-white checkered.
We'll fix
This
you up,
will
get
be
you
just a
back.
2-lap shootout.
They're
whenever
putting
we
left
go
side
green again.
tires on.
That's
That's gonna help.
Some of these drivers probably want the 4 fresh tires just with 2 laps to go. By the time the tires get a heat in them, they'll be so cold they might not even have the advantage.
Got a minute 40
But
of
someone
optional.
who has 10 or 12 laps on there, just heated up at the optimal temperature. I mean, we're seeing right now.
It'd be
John
funny if
Forbes
McCann
don't
was
stint
back on the
left
lead
side
lap here with
tires.
the green-white checker
Only
coming up.
changed them right
Yeah.
from the previous 2 stops. The track has cooled off so much. The sun's gone. I think these drivers now are realizing
There's
that
only
yes,
14
tires are
down there.
important, but
Yeah.
They want that track position. They want to be up front. They'd rather have the 2 tires.
Like this
than go in
just
and get
isn't even
anything
fun.
else done to the car.
It's really not.
I mean, right now, looking at this field, Justin, we got John Forbes. He's a driver. That
I will
we've
say, I
seen
think
in
it has a
other
lot to
leagues
do with the
we cover here
car.
on
I don't
Freaking
like
Cats
this car at
Broadcast.
all.
Be a past champion on the ISRC Truck Series again. That starts back up this upcoming Monday. Tom Bourne,
Go.
he's looking for a win
Road
in this
speed all the way out
series.
to the
He's
cone, my man.
never had a win. He's found a lot of bad luck. He's had some very close finishes at the end, but this could be a season-changing moment for himself. He enters 26th in points.
Bitch, you go
He
first.
wins, and
Not a
he's
fucking
under
tire,
5 points. This
Fucking
could push him
bullshit with
into
the
our top
tire limit.
16,
Huh?
fighting for a
Me and
playoff
Cedric were side by
position.
side, like
And then
nose to
you got
nose coming out, and I was like, it does not matter. I should have raced him like it was for the win, to be honest. But
16 because of his 2-race suspension. We've got 3 hungry drivers behind
Throttle down.
Forbes.
it's 2 to go, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming in for a little bit more damage then.
Nick Crawford, who's found himself in victory lane
exiting
in
2.
the past.
Nah, it's
Zach
not even.
Hall,
It's not
who's
worth.
won,
It's really not.
before. Drew Jua, who's had probably the biggest roller coaster of our top runners here tonight in the top 10, and in the 10th position to 01, and Matthew Rodriguez having his best run ever this season for the rookie. This is going to be a fun restart, but I know there's going to be a lot of upset drivers if this doesn't go their way.
Yeah, we have
Gonna
to
have to come
definitely give a
around
shout out
to
to the 01 running in 10th position, Matt Rodriguez. He is
I'm
just
2
doing great,
spots
like you
better
said,
than
being a
McCann,
rookie.
who's like
Seems to be getting
14
better
down.
every week.
It's
Finishing
like
the race is the most important.
This
Hey,
is
kudos to him for coming out here and running laps.
Yeah.
Give credit.
They are hungry. Those front positions, they want the win. We're not going to get the restart here till next time by, so we're going to have another lap to discuss all these outcomes. But like you said, we got drivers who won multiple races there in the 5th, 6th, 7th positions back there.
I think
Drew
you're on the
Jewett,
inside.
glad you brought it up.
What could go wrong here?
Penalty. Saved by the caution.
Well, I'm gonna be tight as shit because I've got left side tires now, but we're gonna full send it. Because why not?
But then,
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
To the front. Can he salvage the top 10 tonight after having a penalty on pit road?
The storylines are mounting up, and guess what? We are officially in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be our first attempt of 3 if needed. When we go green, it's going to be 2 laps to go. If we get
you top 10,
our
Stitz.
first lap, it will take us
I'm
to
gonna
a
try
time
these
number 2.
old ass
Get
tires.
the
Run the lesson
flag
from
leading
warming up
across
my
the
I
line.
was
tires.
struggling that run.
This race becomes official
Left sides are just done.
This race, and it will be whoever crosses the
Yeah, you could have had mine.
But
They ain't gonna do no good back here.
I got a set in the pits. My crew chief just said, "No, we're not putting them on."
we got ourselves a total of 34 drivers.
Should have taken 4.
on the lead lap.
Actually, I don't really know if it would have netted me any better.
I'm about to start cleaning those tires up.
Would love a win if they could grab it.
All right, let's not wreck.
Probably the biggest storylines.
I need a couple of them.
All that could be a season-changing win. As the pace
Oh, I mean, I was talking to myself.
First attempt at overtime here tonight is underway for the incredible ISRC 150 here at Chicagoland. John Forbes gets the launch that he needed. Cody Reed going to be slotting ahead of Tom Bourne. Now it's going to be your top 3 in line. Can Cody Reed find space to get by the 11 of John Forbes? And can we stay green to the end of this race?
Well, we're halfway through the back straightaway. They need to make it through these turns. But the problem is going to be for the 11 at 25. He got a nice run down the corner. He's going to shoot it to the outside line. He's going to have a big run coming here out of the corner for this final lap. But no, the 11 still gaps him. The 11's got to feel really good coming to the white flag.
White flag is in hand for your freaky fast white flag. This race is official. No more restarts. Cody Reed, if he's going to catch the 11, he needs a masterful run off the exit of turn 2. John Forbes, though, he's got the spacing. He looks clear. The battling for third place is Tom Bourne as well as Gavin Rogers. But the 11 of John Forbes stays low, looks confident, looks in his mirror. That 25 is small and not closing.
Oh my God, Tommy,
for fifth. But Forbes takes the glory. He'll win.
Sorry if I was blocking you or whatever it looked like on your screen. I could not see you or could.
Hot garbage. Hot garbage, man.
Ollie just died. Oh my God.
Hot garbage.
That whole last one was kind of a...
Congrats to John on the win, Cody on second, Gavin for third, I guess. I don't really give a shit. Thanks for watching.